Hey, I'm Dircashede, who you might know as the person who speedruns Furi and has the world record for it in various categories. And joining me today is NerdyFox.
Hello, and you might know me as nobody. I just exist.
Um, so we're both here to talk about Onnamusha speedrunning, and we're going to be watching the current, as I record this world record, which I set earlier this year of 26 minutes and 44 seconds, which is actually faster than the actual, like the regular version for various reasons. um, Both of us, like we've been playing Onimusha for a long time because we both did beta testing for it, and you'll even like you can see our names in the credits now. um, and for quite a bit of that, NerdyFox is also much better than me at it. So we've been going back and forth a lot about strategies and things like that. But anyway, let's just get in with this. Uh, so like the main thing that's going on here is the switching between Spark and Storm, which if you do it right, you'll very quickly charge up.
It's mainly the blue spread bullets that give you that star meter rise super
Yeah,
quickly, whatever you want to call it.
it's like at the moment of switching, as long as you charge it up right, you'll just do a lot of charging up and damage for that matter. Another thing is like because the damage values are different, you'll find that these close quarter combats there are a lot of like we do kind of make them up on the fly, and there's less about just like hitting them to the wall like in the regular Fury. Takes them down in a few less hits. As for this fight in particular, it's very like scripted of sorts for the first couple phases. This third phase is complete RNG. It's always been, but it's like even more so than the original fight.
This run is also way more RNG, well, more like resource management compared to the classic version.
Yeah, you kind of have to
And
like
you're always
pay attention to a
keeping
lot of
track of
things. Yeah,
everything.
it's very easy to like just tap the change stance button slightly too early, and then you've ruined the whole fight.
Yeah.
Also, a fun thing is that like some of these last phases are a bit more involved, not for especially important reasons, but like it's slightly, very slightly faster to finish it off with star mode activated. So that's why I'm dashing back and forth on those waves to charge it up a little faster. It's fun. It's more interesting than sitting around for a minute waiting for the fire to end.
Yeah.
And it's just so like he takes 2 hits instead of 3 or something like that. And so yeah,
Also,
like
not attacking him through this phase also keeps your star power, so you can use it to one-hit him here.
yeah, we've saved up the entire thing for both interactions, and that's also like 5 seconds faster than the world record of like regular Fury right there on the chain. So it shows immediately. On the other hand, this fight is definitely slower than original Fury because we can no longer stun lock the strap. But we have a new way of doing it now, so it's all about like guiding her around the map again, using those floor panels, getting a lot of charge in so that you can finish her off quickly before she's able to like run around and wreak havoc. I actually don't know what to do with this phase right now. I think I've found better ways to do this since I did this run, but it's also like it's a fight that's very Risa heavy when I'm doing it on its own.
Yeah.
Like I think if you do it right, you don't even need to use that floor panel until the next phase, or maybe no, no.
I always use it.
Yeah, no, I know what I'm thinking of. It's later on. What is like if you do it right, you let her melee you here, and you get a perfect parry off like that, and then you use that wall panel there, and you can basically again finish her off or before she does anything. I think you might even be able to get her before she uses the wall panel. Like if you get a second perfect parry in. Also, fun thing there, my star power actually ran out on the last thing, but I just quickly switched to Storm and it does just enough damage all the same.
Yeah, a little known fact that took us a while to discover is that when you switch in CQC mode in with Spark mode into Storm and attack shortly after you switch, it does more damage.
It's a very like hard to perceive amount, but it does like matter in a few fights, especially like the
Yeah.
edge. I'm relatively happy with this strat.
And when I was watching this earlier, I noticed that you kind of just head dive when she does the laser into your this little pool
Yeah,
here.
well, it's
When you
like
could,
like what I'm doing right here. I'm like because every time you parry, you also get a bit of star power, so I'm just like trying to build it up as gradually as I can, and once the bullets are out of the way, it's a bit easier to do what I'm going to do in a moment.
but there's like a small minor bug that actually you don't need to dive into this
You
like
just have
that.
to. You can do it when you're just like hovering around it, can't you?
All you have to do is just dash past it and then dash again, and then you get two
Yeah, like
dashes for it.
is that sort of like the iframes?
Something like that. I don't know.
But yeah, like they kind of work like waves, that little thing. So like if you dash in that general vicinity, it'll boost up your star power.
And then Dirk over here just showing off.
I don't. If I attack her at a different angle, it just feels wrong, and sometimes I mess it up. Yeah, that's not so bad.
Oh, now we're in the fun. Now we're in the fun,
Oh yeah, I got to
flashy
pause for
one.
this one. So this is a phase that's developed quite a bit over time. I found, especially like when the game was like in beta testing and like the damage values are all different. Like there's a thing I found where like originally you could possibly finish this fight like phase in like 2 seconds. um, the shields are a little stronger now, but then after that, like we spent ages trying to work out how to do this, and I remember I was reading through it before, like I was like, oh my god, I finally managed to beat this in like 35 seconds. um, I can't remember if it's like the same state as it was when we were doing those, but like we were doing it a completely different way. Like I was using charge shots with Storm to try to punch in holes like it was regular Fury. But now we've found it's all about the spray bullets. I can't remember if like I did it first or you did it first, but like you were definitely better than me at it.
You guys definitely found it. I didn't do anything.
Mm. Like so like what we do here now is you kind of just punch 3 holes in it. So there's the first one. And the second one is like really important. So you see those two middle rings that have been damaged. Like I'm gonna like as I'm doing the run, I mentally take a note of which ones have been damaged, and I follow it around the other side of the screen so that I know what the slightly weakened point is. And if I do it right, I'm able to like just punch through immediately after. It's like it doesn't look like they're damaged, but they are. And aiming directly at that specific one, I get through. Okay, I'm getting better at that. It's not super consistent for me, but like it's just really difficult.
Yeah.
And then after that part of the fight, I know like we had very different strategies for this initially, like in terms of when we were charging up our attacks. And I think like yours was definitely better than mine, and I think I just copied yours afterwards. I'm trying to remember what I
I
originally
don't.
did.
I don't remember.
Like I just like remember you watching my run and thinking like, oh, why are you doing like that? Like you could do second phase so much faster, and then I'm like, oh, you're right.
Yeah.
um, I can't remember what exactly, but then I think I was the one who started using Star at the start of phase 3. I'm not sure if you were originally doing that. I don't even know if it's the best way to do it. It's just like
No, I was using Star in the
yeah,
CQC
that's
area.
right. Yeah.
And oh yeah, the line CQC on this video is terrible. It's just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
ILs for like the proper way.
Well, that's the thing is
Don't
like
follow this.
my strategy with these CQCs is kind of just hoping that he does a certain attack that I can get the full combo off of. It's especially and like it just doesn't always work. It's also interesting in Furia mode because you do a thing where like we go back to that switching between stances because you have to sit through the whole combos and that gives you enough time to get that extra charge in. But yeah, this is not the greatest CQC, but it's passable. A little bit.
Yeah. Basically, whenever he does like a free hit combo, you want to attack him really early so then you can get 4 hits instead of 3, and then it should be like 3 hits, 4 hits, and then 3 hits, and then he should be down. And not the mess that Dirk went through there.
Like, it's a work in progress. Not every run is no run is perfect, I would say. Yeah, and there's another example of dashing between the waves to get the charge up. I think normally now when I do this run, I wait a little longer to use the star power because I want to like use the extra storm attack, just so that you don't end like this, which is a little slow. It's not a huge difference, I think. Pretty clean. Like I did that one pretty well, but usually like I want to try to have it done around the same time my star is done. Yeah, okay. So we've gotten past the bits where I did well, and now the scale. That's shaky fights, or I should be able to save time. That was one that took a really long time to route. I found, and like when I was practicing it, like I messed up the first phase so often. I got a lot better at it afterwards, but it's like
the rolling.
Yeah,
this is the rolling boss. All you do is roll around.
It's kind of satisfying. Like when you first see it, like oh, like I can't dash, I have to roll, and it's like so cumbersome. But then like it's kind of fun when it works out the distance really well, like in this fight. Like it's usually he's like one roll away from you.
Oh yikes!
It's okay. And also, like, I think in the first phase, like, when you do it right, your star power basically ends the moment you finish him off, which is just really convenient.
We almost forgot that if you half charge slash the scale in the CQC area, he will always try to do a melee attack afterwards, and we use that as an advantage, so then he doesn't dive under, and then we lose our star mode.
Yeah, it's like, it's something like I used to, I still do avoid in regular Fury because it's slightly slower, but now it's like a safer way to get through it in Onnamusha. Whereas like a lot of the fight is it's kind of the same. It's just like you're doing it it's a little different, but like the general pace of the fight is the same. What's kind of fun here, I find, is that I've actually modeled the CQC after the strats in Furia mode and regular. Like that's exact. Well, you don't attack immediately there, but like for the most part, it's exactly the same. And as someone who runs Furia more than most people, it's very easy for me to adapt to it. That was just a really good parry there. It's just the same as regular Fury there. This one, I feel like there's got to be a better way to do this because I just can't quite finish him in 2 combos.
I think you just do 4 and then 3.
I think like you need to wait for the whole combo though on the first one, or is the maybe I just need better timing.
I remember. Oh gosh, I wish I've like played for a week and remembered everything before I did this.
But it's really good.
But it was basically like you parry and attack the first one, and then you wait for the second one. I think throughout.
Oh, kind of like a delayed combo, kind of like what Starlight does with all those dashes.
Something like that.
This is like. I don't think you really need to do all these dashes. Like, there are so many waves you have to get past that you're basically guaranteed to get star power, and it again barely saves time.
Yeah.
Yep, there we go. Now,
Sub free. That was amazing.
Yeah, and this one was not. Um, but this is a really difficult fight. It's very easy to mess up like that. Because like we're doing the same thing we do in regular Fury where we get up really close, but because there's a bigger spray of bullets, it's much easier for him to detect them, and therefore he'll just stop what you're doing. But what's fun about this fight is the CQCs are totally different. Like we're now utilizing this combo in basically every phase,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just really satisfying. This is like you have to get that perfect parry there for this strat to work. I find like if you don't, it just really slows me down. It's also a
Two normal star power hits, and then you do a charge full special attack, and then it just instantly takes him down on
yeah.
all but the fourth phase, right?
Yeah, the fourth phase is a little different. Although I won't be able to show you in this video because I messed it up.
Oh.
That's another one.
Oh.
Like, that's a fun bit where you just barely get enough time to charge it up by running laps in reverse of what he's sending at you. Speaking of just
exactly.
barely working, look at how close my star power is to
gosh.
running out.
Also, if you can run out of star power, and if you attack like right after it runs out, you can still get the whole CQC attack in.
But if you
And I
miss it
kinda
up,
like
then you're like stuck in spark mode, and you just like have to watch as you do the weakest attack known to man.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Oh.
messing things up,
Yeah.
an interesting thing is this is like a lot of the time, as soon as we get star power, we use it. But in this fight, it actually benefits you to attack him for a little longer in that fourth phase before you do it. Oh look, so I just switched from Spark to Storm back to Spark, and it resulted in that really weak attack. So, yeah.
Oh my gosh, you absolutely blew this.
If you like lose track of what mode you're in serious trouble. And it does happen to me sometimes. This is also like
you use a charge shot to cancel him from using the laser attack to bring him closer to you, so you could use your star mode.
That's another carryover from Fury mode, because like in regular Fury, it's fine that he does the lasers because you're just shooting him anyway. But in Fury mode, he like gets an invincibility, and I think here you kind of want him to get up in your face so you can do your stuff. Little note there is that I once again changed from Spark to Storm just before that combo, so I could take him down in 3 hits. If you're in Storm mode for that whole phase, he'll have the sliver of HP left. So you need to do that switch again. There's more rolling in this one.
Yeah, and this is all like RNG.
It's also like a really big fight about star power management, and it's hard to control that because she moves around so much, and you find yourself wasting it like that. Not ideal. Like we try to have as much star power as you can going into this phase, so you can just belt her some more. It's not like required because you'll see also like the other attacks you can do a decent amount of damage. Like, so like, I think this is the first time in the run you use charge shots with Storm, and they're quite strong.
They are, especially when they don't get knocked down during certain moves. Just abuse.
Like this one.
Yeah.
It's like this works out so well, and I like even take the hit on purpose so I can get through the other one and just barely finish her off.
Oh.
Yeah, it's perfect iframes. It just works. And hey, I've almost got star power already. I wonder if I get perfect parry there. That might be better. And based on how much star power you have, like this CQC also works perfectly. Like you have just enough combos to finish her off like that. It's like so many things in Onnamusha just like kind of just perfectly work out by sheer chance.
Yeah.
This is just like trying to rush into star mode so you can finish her off quickly. This one's a little easier to finish her off because you have so much more star power. I think I think I might have played it safe there, but I'm sure you can do it faster than that. Funnily enough, though, you want to get rid of star power because it's surprisingly slower than using spark here. Because like spark just lands so many bullets on these poles that you just like obliterate it instantly. Like, the only downside is like you have to stand really close to the pole to do it, which means that when you're going for this cutscene skip, which I do get here, it's quite rare that I do that. Like it's really a bit more of a walk to get there. All right, this is good pace.
This is good pace indeed.
Thank you, Dircashede from the past. So now this is another one where it's all about star power management, and unfortunately I messed it up on this one. But yeah, so like you'll get your star power pretty early, but like I won't want to use it. Want is the key word here, as you'll see in a moment. But and something I actually learned is that this is another fight where the fact that Storm is quite strong is quite useful here because like you don't think to do it because you'd never do in other fights, but like just hitting her with melee attacks, like it gets her health burning down really quickly. Sometimes I actually beat her before I've got off star power and I have to reset. Just a side note, I actually wasn't even looking for where she was. I just assumed she'd be one of those two places, and she was.
She usually is.
Yeah, if she's not, like, then the run is bad and I don't care.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, we usually have star power ready to go at the start of that phase, so you can just breeze through her in, like, one attack combo. It's like, Shatter, like, a rare case where I actually get that skip 3 times.
Yeah. That's not easy. Well, it's kind of easy, it's just very luck dependent.
This is also one that just looks really scary. If I attack too slow, she will one-shot me. That's. And then like I don't think I have really a formal plan for this. It's just kind of get star power, use star power. The CQCs I kind of make up as I go along based on whether or not I have it. I thought watching this back, like, oh no, I'm gonna get the walls come up, but I must have just avoided it. It's kind of like in Fury mode, you want to stand in the corner just so that there's less places she can appear and it's easier to aim at her. Oh, and that's shameful. That's very shameful.
We're gonna ignore that.
Look, it's the best we've got. No one has beaten Fury fast. I mean Fury fast than this. I feel dumb when I don't get the timing on the 4 combo.
Who decided this would be the best world record? Why did we give up?
No, I think I can't remember. I must have been doing something, but I mean, I'll go back to it. Like just watching this is making me think, oh, I could do this better. Especially like the fights where I've clearly rerouted them. The star. Although
maybe
the star on this one's not so bad though. It's just that I've gotten a lot better at it.
The star is very.
It's
What's
actually
the proper word for it?
It's not luck dependent really anymore. It's just like it's very workmanlike. I don't know. It's just a strange one. There's a fun thing here is that like she's gonna do a 1 combo and a 2 combo. I don't know which one, but like if she does the 2 combo, I know immediately because she's done 2, and I'll like do a 4 combo. But if she does the 1 combo, I'll only do 3 because if you're a little too late on the combo, she won't let you get a 4th hit in. So like that's my way of playing it safe. Is I always do 3 hits to the 1 combo, 4 hits to the 2. Oh, this is a very quick fight, by the way. So once again, like at the start of the phase, after he's attacked me, I immediately switch phase, like states, so that I can get the extra hit in, which keeps him from having effectively 5 health to having effectively 4 health. I didn't want to risk anything. He's very, as Jimmy Jam would say, he's very slippery. And so like he'll frequently dodge attacks that you think he's not going to, so you kind of have to be careful on that. But like, yeah, if you do that switch at the start there, you can basically take him down in 2 hits. Let's see what you got here. And yeah, this last phase, this is really scary.
Yeah.
Once again, he can kill you in 2 hits, and I let him get the first one on. It's like, I've kind of, this one I actually just made up on the spot. I thought, this will work. And then I found a slightly faster way to do it afterwards, which is scarier. But like, I think in future runs, I'll stick to this.
Usually, I think 6 that, well, before having him use the aura attack and
Yeah,
hit 6 times is bad RNG, but in this case, I think it's good RNG.
Well, I think we swapped opinions about it, because like it used to be faster to have the what we used to think was the bad one, and now I think that one's faster. It's just like it's riskier. But I do think there's potential in the paddle combo. It's just we haven't mastered it yet. Fun thing here is I kind of messed it up, but usually in this run you actually beat her to getting to the first platform, and she'll just instantly spawn in the middle, which saves a little time. The platforming in this run is not the best, partly because I'm so used to running it in regular Fury that like my understanding of where the gaps are just like muddles up, and like I think regular one is more likely to stop you before going, like doesn't let you go over the edge as much, but this one is a little less forgiving in that sense, so like I'll frequently do dashes that would work in regular Fury but not in this one. On the other hand, this has the bonus that you get some iframes when you dash, so I just most of the time ignore that the lasers are even there and just kind of hope that I'll iframe through them. It looks really silly, but like I think the best way to beat it is to just ignore the lasers.
Yeah.
And like if you look at it, like I clearly got hit by several of them. Just because it feels like it'll taint it. It'd be cool to just see how low the time can go. But... This is also like I feel like there's got to be a way to like get star power charged up in time for this, and it'd be worth it, because like this is like just the most haphazardous approach to this phase. It feels like it could be better. And we're so close to star power. We've got it like 70% filled. Good time, by the way.
No, I don't think so. I don't think it'll be worth it.
I think like you'd have to do something weird. So yeah, staff, like this is the fastest you'll ever get staff charged up, because there's so many hitboxes and every one of your bullets gets them. And what you do here,
yes.
yeah. So if you dash at the right time after just unleashing it, you won't really lose your star power. I've refined it since this run, thanks to like some ideas from Starlight, I think. And what I now do is I like kind of back and forth dash at the front of the arena, because then it's just like you get this simple motion left and right. I'm kind of doing it there on the wall, and that's kind of what I got the idea from. But like now I can do it, and you can actually get to the point where you've gotten star power in the first phase, and you're still using that same star power in the third phase and the fourth phase, I think even. Like it lasts a really long time if you do it right. And like yeah, this fight has gotten so quick.
There's been even moments where you can skip the third phase entirely because you do so much damage.
Yeah, it's like that's an interesting thing, and that made doing speedruns really interesting, because we were like, oh, we might save like 30-40 seconds, but we don't know, and then eventually we decided we had to make it its own category. But even then, it's like you could be going on this great world record pace run, and you're like, oh, I don't want it to be ruined by accidentally skipping the phase. I have to put it in the less important category. Like it's faster, but it's like it's so broken.
Yeah.
Mind you, it's not as bad now because I've gotten faster at phase 3, so it's not actually skipping as much time. But the star actually, like, it's gotten to the point where the animations between the phases are longer than the phases, and if you remember, like, if you know Fury speedruns very well, you'll know that we finished phase 4 really quickly, like in regular and that. But I actually got to the point where I was finishing phase 2 because I was using star power so efficiently, even faster than phase 4. Like, it's insane how fast it's gone. And this is after it was nerfed. Like I know that the in the beta like it was even stronger. And we were like, I think I beat the star in like 3 minutes and 10 seconds or something, and that's without this strategy. It's like at that point the fight is literally just like 95% cutscene. Or 95% cutscene plus this. Yeah. Which is a cutscene in disguise.
We were like, no, we must go back to the beta times.
Yeah. Also, like little thing here, like you may notice that the laser gets thicker there, and once it gets thicker, when you dash over it, you do charge star twice as fast. I think it's kind of like you're dodging two lasers at once, and maybe that's how they did it. Um, Not that you need to, like you get star power quite comfortably in there. But yeah, because we're still learning how this works, and who knows? I don't want to like do something that gets immediately up. So yeah, like I think like honestly we could get this time under 26 minutes. I just would need to remember how to play again and
Yeah.
make sure everything goes right. Which, as we know in speedruns, that never happens, except that one time when I wasn't recording it. Um, yeah, like so. Yeah, like, that's Furi Onnamusha. I don't know if you have anything to add.
No, I don't think so.
I'll also like as usual. I'll plug like if you go to speedrun.com/Furi, you'll be able to find all the speedrunning resources, including like everyone's runs, some guides that some of us have made, myself included, and of course the Furi speedrunning Discord, which if you're new or you're old to speedrunning Furi, like you'll be able to find. There'll always be someone to help you out with like whatever troubles you have in terms of speedrunning and understanding how to make sense of all of it, including this crazy new mode, which is a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's yeah. See ya.